Hi, I'm Ross Callaghan and I'm about to build another model ship. This time I'm going to do something quite different, something I've never done before. It's a model of the Lilla Weneda, which is a coastal ferry from the Baltic. But this time, instead of it being made out of wood, it's made out of paper and cardboard. And I got this kit for about $5 from AliExpress in China. What you get in the kit is 3 pages of instructions, which is pretty good, and then cards which you cut out and use as the parts for the model. You can see they're nicely coloured, and I'm quite looking forward to it because it's something quite different to anything I've ever done before, but it actually uses the same techniques as all the other models that I've done. So I'll keep you posted along the way as per normal and show you what happens during the build of a paper model ship. First step was to attach the paper for the frames to a piece of card, giving it a bit more strength. And then to cut out all of the frames, putting the basic hull together using white glue. I decided to replace the underneath the deck there with wood rather than just using the card, because it would give it a bit more strength. Then it was all ready to put below that, to put on the bottom of the hull, and what would be planking on a normal wooden model, to put the cards on for the bottom of the ship. Not easy, and I tried to think of ways of making it as good as possible, and decided that once all of the bottom pieces were in place, that I would then use a filler and repaint it, more or less like I do on wooden ships. And then the hull, of course, became much better than it was before. Final part in putting the hull together was to put on strips on the side and to prepare the various parts that go on the very bottom, the keel and the propellers and rudders. So at this stage, the basic hull of the paper ship, the Lilla Weneda, is now pretty much complete, and it's ready for me to build all the superstructure. First to go on was the cabin area in the middle, and this was my first go at making the very fine kind of work that this kind of model is really known for. Then I moved to the back and started making the various seats at the on the back deck there. That came out quite nice, I thought. Then moved to the front to build all the seats for the inside cabin. So at this stage, the Lilla Weneda is looking like this, and you can see that there's quite a lot of fine work involved in getting all the bits and pieces in place. And I must say that the kit itself is really well engineered. Their attention to detail is just incredible. Most impressed. Next step was to get all the parts together for the wheelhouse and build that part of the boat, and then the funnel that goes behind the wheelhouse, and put that onto the upper deck. And then gather together the sides and put them on, and then they go onto the actual hull. And so at this stage, the Lilla Weneda looks something like this. You can sort of see now the basics of the ship are fully in place. The final part of the build of the Lilla Weneda is to go to the front deck and put all the little bits and pieces that go on there, like the winches, and then move to the back and do the same there, including the little flag. Then turn the ship over and do the keel, the propellers, the rudders, which I'd made earlier on in the build. Then up the top onto the lifeboat, and that came together quite nicely. The davits that hold the lifeboat and move it around are quite difficult to do, and I needed to strengthen them. Then the final part of the build was just to make all the different fittings that go on. There's the anchor and the lines up above, and just life buoys, all the little things that make the model look special. So my paper model of the Lilla Weneda is now complete. I reckon it's turned out really well, made a very nice model. I must say that the way it's built is very similar to the wooden models that I've made before, and it has lots and lots of this little detail that you don't get on wooden models. But I don't think overall the paper model glows as much. The colours aren't as good, for example, as with a wooden model. I also don't think that it's suitable for children. This is quite a complicated build. It took me a couple of months to make this model. But I must say it's been an enjoyable process to do something a little bit different. And I hope you enjoy watching this video, and that maybe it encourages you to have a go at doing a model ship, making a model ship yourself.